Welcome to the introduction to side control. And if you hear a lot of background noise, the wind right now in Colorado is crazy. So if you hear some stuff in the background, we apologize. We can't control that. But let's go ahead and move on to the introductory to side control. Now, if you haven't watched the introductory course where we go over the basics of side control, I strongly suggest going and watching that. But we're going to cover a lot of the same stuff here. So let's go ahead and talk about side control. What is it? How do we navigate it? How do we get submissions from it? And I utilize side control quite a bit, especially being a smaller opponent. When I go to mount, I get bucked off of mount a lot. So I like to utilize and capitalize on a good side control. And of course, regardless of what size you are, side control can be extremely effective. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So first and foremost, Zeke, can I get you right here by passing guard? So facing me. So one, when his legs are in the picture, he can use his legs offensively, defensively. He can attack me with his legs. He can block me up, and that's no good. So my entire goal, and even in self-defense, go ahead and go to your back, he can use his legs to kick me in the groin, kick me in the face, right? Things that aren't good. So I want to get his legs out of the picture completely. So as I pass a guard, right, and I'm just kind of moving past here, don't take that as a good guard pass, right? As I end up in the side control right here, now his legs are pretty much out of the fight for the most part. He's got to somehow re-engage his entire body to get his legs back active in the fight, okay? And so now he can't defend himself with his legs, he can't attack me with his legs, and I still have my legs to advance positions, to attack, and to transfer. So, one of the reoccurring motifs, something that we talk about over and over and over again, is separating his upper body from his lower body, right? So see, his upper body's down here, his lower body's down here, and now his body is isolated, like his two parts of his body are isolated from one another, and he's not able to use his body as a unit, which is what I want to do to him while continuing to use my body as a sole unit. So I'm right here, I'm able to use my legs to start driving into him, I'm using my knee to kind of prevent him from being able to hip into me, and I'm using my arms to just kind of put weight on him and drive into him. And I don't like him looking at me here. I'm going to try to use my shoulder to make him look away from me. But remember, there's going to be a few different side controls. You know, there's not just one side control. And so as I kind of describe what I'm doing, realize that this isn't the end-all be-all. We're going to find the side control that works for you as we advance side control. So side control, just as a basic, is I'm going to be here, driving my shoulder into his neck, trying to keep his neck out of alignment with his spine. All right, I'm going to be pressing, right, my elbow into his hips, my knee down here into his hips. My other knee is trying to isolate his arm from his body. If he's got a good side control defense right here, like this, right, even though I haven't isolated with my legs, I've isolated his arm to attack, it's still good to keep my knee up near his head right here. So as I start to nudge him around, my leg can still be very effective and very powerful. So this is side control. I'm past his legs. I've separated his upper body and his lower body. I'm trying to prevent him from re-guarding or like adding to any good frames. Okay? And, there's going to be, let's go ahead and discuss the different types of side control. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move your head up here. So right here, you see how I'm being active with my legs, but I'm not giving him the space to start getting his elbow in right here. So see how he can't get his elbow in right here? So I'm kind of trapping this right here. And if his arm were on the inside right here, I still don't give him the opportunity to get underneath my legs right here. All right, I'm driving and I'm putting pressure in here. The weakest part of his upper body right now is where his shoulder connects to his head, obviously his neck, right? And so I like to drive my shoulders, which can be pretty powerful, into his neck right here. Okay, I don't want to be up like this. I don't want my knees together, all right? I don't want to give him opportunities to get out of here, right? So I like to have a nice wide base with my knees, all right? I like to keep my butt lower, and then I drive in right here, all right? And as I start to isolate his arm right here, now he tries to get it back, right? It's going to cause problems for him. I can start utilizing this to set up my arm bars as well as other submissions, okay? And we're going to go over one submission near side and 1 submission far side, and well, actually probably a couple submissions, and then we'll go over transfers to mount, transfers to the back, and we'll kind of dive into those areas.